Hey, how are you guys? So today I wanted to do a video all about, this is me grabbing them, the Beauty Blender. I want to do this video because whenever I am doing somebody's makeup, they always seem very curious about the Beauty Blender. What is it? Does it really work? Is it worth the money? Are the dupes acceptable? So I'm going to cover all that in this video. You know who else loves Beauty Blenders like so hard? Kids. Little kids love Beauty Blenders so much that I have now resorted to stocking fake Beauty Blenders in my freelance kit to give to people's kids. So you do what you gotta do. I also wanted to make this video because I have an older Beauty Blender video on my channel, and to be perfectly honest with you guys, it freaking sucks. The white balance is awful, it's dark, the content is good, just the overall look of it is atrocious. So I wanted to do it bigger, better, harder, faster, stronger, or something. So if you're curious about the Beauty Blender, or maybe you just want a refresher course, just keep watching. So the Beauty Blender is a non-latex, egg-shaped sponge. It is meant to be edgeless, so it was actually the first edgeless sponge. It was created in 2003 by a celebrity makeup artist named Rhea Ann Silva, and it is the 5-time winner of Allure Best in Beauty Award. The original is pink. It now comes in many other colors. You have to use it wet if you want it to reach its full potential. And you can use it to apply liquids, creams, powders, pretty much anything. They say you can use it with self-tanner and moisturizer and primer. I have only used it for applying makeup and not really any skincare products, but by all means, go for it. The Beauty Blender looks like this when it is dry, and when you wet it, it grows to this size. So I would say almost twice its size when it's wet. You wet it and you wring it out really well, and then you're ready to use it. It has a special open cell technology, meaning that it does absorb water, but it does not absorb any more product than it needs to. So you've seen the pink one. They do have the Beauty Blender Pro, which is a black one. This is meant, they say, to be used with dark products, so, you know, cream bronzers maybe, self-tanner. I like the black one. I feel that it's got even more of that open cell technology because I think it's more porous. I find it grabs on and deposits more makeup. So I prefer the black one, plus it doesn't get as dirty looking as like the pink one where it can get little stains over time. And they do have the Micro Mini, which is a little tiny green one. For the most part, I say it's a waste of money because I love to use it on somebody else, but on yourself, you don't really need to get right up under there with this little almond shaped thing when you can take your regular Beauty Blender, squish it to fit anywhere you want. So the Micro Mini is not totally necessary, although it's very, very cute. So when you're applying foundation with this, if you pick up your product on the end, you're going to use this rounded end to bounce onto your skin, and don't be afraid to press it into your skin a little bit. It's very soft and it kind of adapts to every edge and contour of your face. You're going to bounce it and you'll find that it's applying and blending in one seamless step. I use this end only when I am applying foundation. I see people turn it sideways and do this. I mean, there's really no point to that. You might as well just use a brush if you wanted to be dragging it around like that. For the pointed end, I love this for when I am doing my under eye concealer. I'll flip this around and then get right under there, blend that out. You can blend around the nose with the pointed end, maybe target a blemish with the pointed end. But like I said, the majority of your foundation application is going to be done with the round egg-shaped part in a bouncing motion. So you're stippling as you would with a brush, but you're going to find that it's going to go a lot faster. You're going to be able to lay down a lot of product in a short amount of time. So the Beauty Blender retails for $20, and that price tag I think is what causes people to be skeptical of them. I totally was when I first heard about them and how much it was, especially when these little wedge-shaped sponges come in a pack of like 30 for maybe less than $5. So they are $20. However, if you are a makeup artist, you can definitely get discounts on a lot of the pro sites. These are sold at Sephora only, that I know of. I think just Sephora or makeup artist supply sites. last? So I would say under a year. I don't think I've ever had one a year because they do start to get stained, or if you have long nails, I do not. But if you do, you could kind of, over time maybe make little punctures in these, so be careful with that. If you wash them though, they should last you, I want to say 9 months is going to be what I think a lifespan would be. So you need to wash them after every use. That is what's going to make it last. When you wash your beauty blender, they sell a solid and a liquid cleanser. I prefer to just use the Dr. Bronner's soap, the bar of soap. I like to work it onto the bar of soap, suds it up and rinse it dry, and it works great. I do really like the Beauty Blender's solid cleanser, but it's small. It's, probably the size of the end of this. It doesn't last as long as the Dr. Bronner's bar soap, so I would recommend you just buy that because you can clean your makeup brushes with it too, and it's just going to last you a lot longer. So I use these on freelance clients. I then put them in a mesh bag so that it can breathe. That is super key. Beauty Blender sells something called like the Beauty Blender AirPod, and it's just like a little mesh bag that allows this to kind of breathe. If you use this, it's wet, you put it in a Ziploc bag, and then you put it in your makeup bag. It's a moist environment, it's going to grow bacteria and mold, and that's gross. So absolutely let these air dry, or at least store them in a breathable mesh bag. This is the bag I use. This is like a Bobbi Brown travel bag, but as you can see, it is mesh. It has holes in it so it can breathe. So I will use the Beauty Blender, it's got makeup on it, it's still a little bit damp. Put it in this bag, zip it up, and honestly, I keep this in the front seat of my car, on the way home from a job, because I don't even really want to put it in anywhere that it could get too warm to grow any things. So mesh bag is great. Don't put it in a Ziploc. Don't say I didn't warn you. Short answer here is no. There is really nothing like the original Beauty Blender. The texture of this does not compare to any of the dupes I have tried. There are many that are very similar in appearance, but when you feel them, they are much more dense, and when you wet them, they stay about the same consistency, whereas this goes from being semi-dense to very soft, very marshmallowy. And the closest dupe I have found, if you really just don't want to spend $20, and I totally get that, is the Real Techniques Miracle Sponge. However, it's the closest texture, still a little more dense. The shape is definitely different. It has the pointed end, which I like for the under eye concealer, but the flat end is unique, so therefore this sponge is not edgeless. It has a flat surface, which is nice for applying foundation, especially if you prefer a flat top kabuki brush. So I do really like this. If you're going to buy any dupe at all, the Real Techniques is the only close one. So the great thing about this is that it has no edges. It will not leave any brush strokes. And what it's doing is actually, when you are ready to apply your foundation, say, you've got your liquid foundation, you dip it in. So it is both applying and blending the foundation out in one step. And you just have to try it to see what I mean. So the Beauty Blender is great with pretty much every texture of makeup. Don't be afraid to use it for powder. What I love to use this for with powder is setting the under eye area. So by the end, when you're ready to set that, your sponge isn't going to be as damp. So you're going to use the pointed end, pick up loose powder, and then just press it in, and you'll find it looks really seamless. That leaves no dusty powder kick up. So this is a little multitasking workhorse. You can use this in so many aspects of your makeup application. It's also great for if you get a little too much blush on or your foundation isn't quite blended out, you can use that to really blend out edges. I also like to use this if I've done a powder contour and I find it's just a little harsh, or an airbrush contour. Just really lightly bounce the end of this and it'll kind of pick up that excess product. So it's great for that too. I think that every freelance makeup artist should absolutely have a few beauty blenders in their kit. If you are not a makeup artist, I think you still will love the Beauty Blender just for how many steps you can incorporate it in your makeup routine, and I really do feel that it makes your routine faster. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope that you know everything you need to know to make a decision on whether you need a beauty blender in your life. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please ask any questions you might have below. I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. So how much is a beauty blender? So the price... Jacob, would you stop it?